From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski. The Edmonton Oilers may not be on home ice when they try to clinch the Stanley Cup against the Florida Panthers tonight, but screams of support will resound across Canada from rinkside watch parties, bars, seniors' homes, and ordinary living rooms. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland, who was born north of Edmonton in Peace River, Alberta, says she grew up with the Oilers' City of Champions dynasty that won 5 cups in 7 seasons between 1984 and 1990.
Today, I think the captain of all of Team Canada is Connor McDavid, who's a great Ontario boy. And I want him to know that all of us are cheering for him, right? Yeah. So let's say, go Oilers!
A victory tonight would make the Oilers just the 5th team in NHL history to win a best-of-7 playoff series after trailing 3 games to none. Canada's population is expected to reach around 63 million by 2073, with the number of people aged 85 or older set to triple. Statistics Canada says in the new projections that migration will be a key driver of population increase, while natural growth only plays a marginal role, as the population ages and fertility rates remain low. An internal review of anti-tobacco legislation indicates the federal approach to curbing nicotine use in Canada isn't working, but critics say the Liberals have promised no remedies.
The Addictions Minister quietly tabled the report at the end of the spring sitting of Parliament. It landed during an ongoing spat between the tobacco industry and the Health Minister, who's vowed to prevent more Canadians from becoming addicted. The report suggests the rate of people who quit smoking has remained more or less the same for the last 20 years. Meanwhile, the rates of youth vaping has remained high, and new nicotine products have come on the market. The review did not recommend changes to the law, though University of Waterloo professor David Hammond says the legislation has so far been insufficient. Laura Osmond, The Canadian Press, Ottawa.
A Canadian auto sales industry group says scammers are targeting dealerships after back-to-back cyber attacks last week. The attacks on Illinois-based CDK Global disrupted software at multiple North American auto dealers. The Canadian Automobile Dealers Association says the system outage has slowed down the sales process as dealers have to spend more time filling out paperwork. And Princess Anne's planned trip to Newfoundland this weekend to mark the 100th anniversary of the unveiling of the National War Memorial in St. John's has been cancelled. Buckingham Palace confirmed this morning that the trip had been called off after the princess was injured when she was walking on Sunday evening. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Connor McDavid and the Edmonton Oilers can win the Stanley Cup in Game 7 of the final against the Florida Panthers tonight, after falling behind 3-0 in the NHL Championship before coming back to tie the series up. McDavid says the Oilers have rallied hard for this chance, but at the end of the day, the decision comes down to only one game.
Yeah, it's been fun. Been fun to be a part of. The group has played some of our best hockey over the course of the last 7-8 days. So. We feel good about where things are at, but with that being said, it comes down to one game.
The puck drops at 8 p.m. Eastern. The struggling Toronto Blue Jays carry a 6-game losing streak into Fenway Park today, where they start a 3-game series with the Boston Red Sox. And golfers Brooke Henderson and Elena Sharp will once again represent Canada at this summer's Paris Olympics, after finishing the Olympic qualifying window as the top Canadians in the world rankings. From the Canadian Press, I'm Emily Joveski.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.